Hey guys, I'd like to kind of talk about why I'm making these videos. Man, my neck is really crooked. Holy cow. Anyway, so the nature of my work requires that I spend just hours and hours and hours by myself in the workshop. And I've been a sculptor for decades, okay, over 20 years. And it's just the nature of the work. I have been in communities, or I've been fortunate at various times in my career uh, to be able to work with other artists or in close proximity to other artists and mentors and learn and share from that with them. I'm 50, so I'm kind of at the point in my career where really most of what I need to know, I'm kind of beyond the apprentice or learning phase, and I have tried to, in the last 4 or 5 years, I've experimented with creating a kind of a more open studio concept where I try to mentor other artists or other people who are interested in making things. Kind of played with the idea of a makerspace, but I've found, first of all, a couple of observations. First off, most people have jobs and that they can't, spend even a day, 1 day a week is even a pretty big commitment for most people. And I know people do take art classes or art, part of art communities, and this occurs all over the world, I'm sure. But at least from my experience, I don't have time to go out and network with a lot of people. I don't want to say I don't have time. I'm not inclined to go out and engage with people outside, the world at large, to try to create this sense of community. So what I've done in the past is I've invited people to utilize my space, my studio, and in the hopes that I could mentor young artists or people who are interested in learning about sculpture. But so far, really, it's been pretty. I just haven't had very many people who consistently show up. I've had one individual who recently got ill, but what I found was that there wasn't enough continuity for me to feel like I was contributing and a part of an art community, and yet it was very disruptive when people did come and use my space. Quite often, without my supervision, there were some issues with people using my studio and my tools. So what I'm trying to do with these videos is to kind of make up for the fact that I do spend most of my time alone, and I am not really socially engaged with the world at large. It's kind of for me, a very low overhead way, let's put it that way, of kind of giving back, because that has always been my intent in sharing my knowledge, is that most of what I know I learned from other people, and my mentors have all been amazing artists in their own right, but they've always been willing to share their knowledge, and for very little or no charge. And I think there is something of a I realize in some cultures they're more familiar with the guild system, where it's a much more formal relationship between master and apprentice. I think in the United States, it seems to me that there's a much more there's more openness with regards to craftsmen sharing their knowledge and kind of passing on what they've learned to the next generation. So at least that's been my experience, and so I feel an obligation to carry that forward. However, as I explained, teaching classes or workshops is just not practical for me right now, because of the scope of what I'm attempting to do here. So anyway, just wanted to explain kind of the reasoning behind these videos, and also it's a interesting log, I think, a visual log of my progress in kind of the things that I'm working on here. So anyway, thank you.